Wexford make 3 changes from the side that defeated Laois. Mark Fanning returns in goal in place of Oliver O'Leary, while Willie Devereaux is named alongside Aidan Nolan at midfield. Jack Guiney is named at centre-half forward in place of David Redmond. There are 2 championship debutants on the Kilkenny team. Conor O'Shea comes in at cornerback, while Paddy Deegan is selected at midfield. Pádraig Walsh is fit enough to start at fullback, while Richie Hogan and Colin Fennelly are named in the full forward line. Kilkenny playing into the wind in this opening half. Easily cleared. Good ball as well. Nicely taken on here by captain Paddy Deegan. Dangerous one into the square, and there's a chance here straight away for a goal, and it's Fennelly. Saved on the line, but Colin Fennelly has tapped it in. And the referee, though, has given a penalty. The goal will not stand. Deegan's ball in was well grabbed by Colin Fennelly. He burst his way through, and there the referee, Fergal Horgan, raised his arms to give the penalty. Tried to kick it in, did tap it in eventually. But now a chance for TJ Reid, one of the best strikers of a Schlither in the game, to give the Cats an early lead. Reid, oh, that's a cracking goal from TJ Reid. Mark Fanning didn't have a prayer. What a start for Kilkenny. That's as sweet a strike as you will see from TJ Reid. This is a good burst forward here. McDonald, though, superbly dispossessed and cleared by Kieran Joyce. Good defending, though. Liam Ryan. Ryan from distance. And that's an absolute cracking point from Liam Ryan. First to the ball, burst through past centre field. There was the initial block, but a wonderful point by Liam Ryan. And Wexford are back to within a point. Here's Deegan, bottled up by 2 Wexford players, and now great pickup by McDonald. And this one has been struck over the bar as well. And Wexford now have taken the lead. And that's a fabulous score by Jack Guiney. It was a wonderful pickup by Conor McDonald, fed Jack Guiney, and Wexford lead for the first time in the match. Miraculous catch by Lee Chin. Good ball inside as well too. Harry Kehoe. This is good. Oh, that's a wonderful hook there. Back to Lee Chin again, trying to put in the correct pass. Chance now for O'Connor, and it's over the bar. And Wexford have scored 5 points in a row. Jack O'Connor with the latest one, and they now lead by 2. Lee Chin involved again. That was an amazing catch, really under pressure. Conor McDonald, and that is a fine score from Conor McDonald, and Wexford retake the lead. Can Wexford score before the break? Well, Harry Kehoe had half a chance, gets it back now. Chance for Morris, and Paul Morris taps over his first point of the match. Good play though by Harry Kehoe, was under a bit of pressure, did the right thing, picked out Morris, who made no mistake. Nolan, a low one inside, and a clever pass as well to Paul Morris, who scored a point at the end of the first half. Good run by Morris, and Morris fires over his second point of the match, and it's the first score of the second half, and it's a good one by Paul Morris. Burst through, was under a lot of pressure, held his composure, good score. Kilkenny are trying to fight to get this one, but Lee Chin really becoming a major influence on this match. Gets his pass out now to Simon Donoghue. Donoghue trying to get away. Passes one inside. Oh, there was half a chance there for David Redmond. Couldn't control it. In by workout now here for Harry Kehoe. And it's been saved, but the ball has been put in by David Redmond. And look at the crowd in the 18,000 are delighted. David Redmond came in as a substitute in the first half. They burst through the middle. Harry Kehoe had a chance. He was hooked. And then it was David Redmond who pulled on the loose ball. Picked up here now by Paddy Deegan. Deegan, crossfield pass towards Chris Bulger. Pacey player from Clara. Bulger now trying to get Richie Hogan moving, but finds Colin Fennelly. Lovely turn from Fennelly. Fennelly, oh, what a shot! And the ball has gone to the back of the net by Colin Fennelly. What a goal by the Ballyhale Shamrocks man. Well, Fennelly was going for goal, and it was saved by Mark Fanning, but then dipped under the crossbar. And Kilkenny are back into it. Good save, keeper unfortunate, but it's a goal. And all of a sudden, that Wexford lead doesn't look as handsome anymore. Paul Murphy's long one forward again to Fennelly, and here he comes again. It's Colin Fennelly. He's been pulled back there, Colin Fennelly, and it's going to be another penalty. And Colin Fennelly is causing havoc again. And Colin Fennelly just showing you can't give him any time, and he was held back there by Sean Murphy, and the referee Fergal Horgan just had to award the second penalty of the match. Now it's up to TJ Reid. He scored a goal in the opening 2 minutes from a penalty. This to reduce the deficit to a point, and he's done it. Brilliant finish by TJ Reid. That's 2-6 for him now, all from place balls, and 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes, and Kilkenny are back to within a point. 3 minutes of additional time. The ball well won by Jack Guiney. Now then, great chance here for Wexford to finish it with Tompkins, and Tompkins has split the posts, and could that be the one that sends Wexford into the Leinster final? The substitute Shane Tompkins. Great work initially by Jack Guiney, and Tompkins held his nerve to fire it over. Colin Fennelly though has it again, and Kilkenny with Bulger of a chance. What a save by Mark Fanning again. Well, he's made a couple of vital saves in this game, and Chris Bulger thought he was in. Brave goalkeeping by Mark Fanning to deny Chris Bulger. There it is. Fergal Horgan blows the whistle, and Wexford have beaten Kilkenny in the Leinster Championship for the first time since 2004. Final score in Innovate Wexford Park. Wexford 120, Kilkenny 311.
The game itself, we started off, we got an early goal obviously from a penalty, and we're playing against a very strong wind. We probably had other chances as well, but you know, they reacted very well to it. They got a very important goal in the second half obviously, and we got one back as well. But look at, I mean, overall they finished very strongly.
We've talked to them about being warriors and being battlers, and that's what they did tonight. And you know, you have to earn everything you're going to get against a great team like Kilkenny, and thankfully the lads did, and we look forward now to hurling the Leinster final in 3 weeks.
Anthony, it was fantastic atmosphere. It meant so much. I mean, the scenes behind us here, the celebrations, and it's great for a county like Wexford, isn't it?
It is. There's you know, everyone talked about the Cork Tip game, like, but myself and Liam would nearly prefer a game like that. I'd say it was a war, and you know, Wexford deservedly come out on top. They were really tuned in on the night. You know, we all talked that it's all about performance, but sometimes you need a result as well, don't you? And like, to set Wexford Town ablaze almost last night, that had to go their way, and it did, and they deserved it.
In fairness to Brian Cody, Kilkenny are going through a time of change, aren't they, Liam? Would you have sympathy for Michael Fennelly then gets injured, he's to bring in new players? It's not easy with all that change going on, I'd imagine.
Look, to be fair to Brian, I think, you know, even to have won 14 and 15, like, everyone knows that, you know, the great panel that he had over the, you know, from 2000 on, you know, a lot of those have moved on now. So I think, you know, he's still really competitive, and he wants to win every bit as much, and I think it's a testament to the man that he's still there, you know, looking to do all he can for his county. I think it's a great signal to the man. But, you know, last night was really all about Wexford, and when Brian looks back on it, apart from Killian Buckley, TJ Reid and Colin Fennelly, none of the rest of his troops won their battle. And when you're in that situation, you're not going to win. But, you know, Davy's box office, and he had his own box erected down there in Wexford Park last night. The question is, will he need planning permission for when he wants to take it up to Croke Park for the final? But I think he made the right moves from there as well. You know, any time there was a problem, he shored it up. So
I think he might think of staying there. There's you know, albeit there's other boxes in Croke.
If he was involved in any way, you don't know that he was, but he was the man, though, wasn't he? I mean, it's
few pictures of him with his hood up there around the place.
Well, the scenes of him, the photographs of him afterwards hugging the players was fantastic. And summed up the passion he brought. But look, you played with him for many years.
Yeah.
So tell us about the Davy factor with this Wexford performance.
Well, sure, I suppose as you could nearly sum it up if you watch Ireland's Fittest Families there some night of a Sunday night, you know, and listen to him roar and keep going, never give up. And that's nearly what he lives on, you know. He'll come back. Like, remember the 2-11 Munster final when Tip got the 7 goals in Waterford? Like, ever since, they're gone. They have to be dead and buried. They come out and beat Galway. You know, had him training the following morning, like, and that's his way. Like, nothing will set him back. He'll keep coming back for more, and he instills that in his teams.
Let's have a look at that resolve. Yeah, sorry.
But no, but I think as well, like, to put it in perspective, like Wexford were beaten 2-19 to 12 points in the Leinster Championship against Dublin last year, so that's some turnaround.
Yeah, there was just something different about them, you know. There was just, you wonder, the early goal, are people going to be saying, like, but they came back and got the next 5 points, like Conor McDonald, like, catching a ball. Now, you dread to think if JJ Delaney maybe was standing at 7, what might have happened there, but, like, Harry Keogh here, like, knocks Paul Murphy off the ball. Like, I've seen him carry for years, runs away from Buckley and Murphy. Like, this is a new Harry Keogh. Paul Morris, what a shift he put in the second half in particular. You know, just dragged Rob Lennon into the free. Massive moment. Again, like we see here, Jack Guiney back in the fold. You know, prodigal son maybe in some ways. Feeds it on to Shane Tompkins. What an impact their bench made as well, Des. You know, whereas the Kilkenny bench, no impact really. All their subs made an impact, and all of them changed it up a bit. And I just think it's a real sign of people buying in when you see subs coming in and doing that, and fellas coming off. No complaints, no whinging. My job is done. Someone else will come in and do the next bit.
A couple of years ago, Wexford had a good run, Liam, and then, you know, against Limerick, it stopped. Do you remember there was that enthusiasm built up? Is this Wexford team in a better place, you think?
Yeah, definitely. You know, they just have that, they seem to have that inner belief, you know. I think, you know, as I said, I'd say the preparation, you know, even their physical, you know, the way they look, they look really, really finely tuned. They have massive pace in that team, you know, their ability to get around. And they covered every blade of grass. And I think they've learned a lot. And I think Davy Fitzgerald has learned a lot as a manager, because I suppose defensively, I don't think he managed to score 120. The last 2 years with Cleary was 16 points, 17 points. He's learned now in terms of how you attack in that sweeper mode. I think that's
their half-back line scored. We saw Simon Donoghue up near the finish of it, going with 2 goal chances. So it's not as simple as playing a sweeper. They're evolving. Like we saw it last year, beat with Clare in the league, with the wing-backs pushing up, looking for their own puck-outs. So there has been an involvement, and he won't tell us, of course, what it is, and no one knows, bar himself. But you can see it. You know, there's license, you know, for fellas to get up the field.
And Liam, illustrate the Kilkenny performance for us.
Yeah, look, Kilkenny, they just lacked that killer instinct last night, you know, and it's not something we say about Kilkenny too often at all, you know, but I suppose the one statistic that does stand out is, you know, in the first 27 minutes, they got 14 chances and they only converted 4. That's certainly not something and you can see here, Pádraig Walsh, this is his second one. Watch the 3 guys in view here, TJ Reid, Richie Hogan and Colin Fennelly. They're 3-on-3 inside, and he's pucking an aimless ball up into the sky, and you can see him there, he's saying relax. But this was you know, again, Jerry Aylward, I appreciate he's only back from injury, but, you know, he got on lots of ball. You know, he got 4 chances and a goal chance and didn't convert any. Pádraig Walsh got 3 chances and didn't convert any. And I guess here was the one that, you know, again, a goal at this stage could have really changed it. Chris Bulger, you know, a simple lift, turn back in the opposite direction, and that ball is in the back of the net. And again, Mark Fanning, to be fair to him, made a great save. But that's just Kilkenny last night. They lacked that killer punch, and as a result, to be fair to them, they kept themselves in the game, but they just couldn't get enough to get over the line because of those missed opportunities.
Chris Bulger tried very hard when he came on, but you can imagine if Eddie Brennan got that chance. I was just saying, you know, he'd have swiveled to his left and rolled it in.
All day long.
You mentioned many names in the Wexford squad effort, and it is a squad effort, but there is one man whose name was on the lips of every Wexford fan afterwards, and all hurling fans, Lee Chin.
Yeah, absolutely, Des. And look, I know what Davy has brought and that kind of thing, but you need leaders on the field, on-field leaders, and all day long, you know. At wing forward, maybe less effective centre forward, because Killian Buckley was very tight on him, but, you know, was an option all the time, very clever on the ball, you know, spotted the run of Jack O'Connor outside him there. You know, a turning point in the game here is when you think Kilkenny are back in it.
Yeah, and that's a penalty that made it 19-18. So the next puck out is a massive ball, you know, and up he goes and fetches it out of the sky and gives him that 2-point cushion, because that was a stage where Kilkenny could have got back level, and here he is. I mean, he goes to the clouds for this one. And look at the way, like, again, they're used to the ball into Jack Guiney, and we spoke earlier about how Wexford are developing. There's Matthew O'Hanlon up the field again and giving him an extra cushion again and the ball over the bar. So I think that was really, really impressive. He was outstanding last night, and he's a real leader among that team.
He didn't learn that catch over in the ice hockey anyway, that's for sure. That last one, because that was magnificent. Like.
But this is the kind of thing that makes the summer, isn't it? Every team now thinks they have a chance that's left in the hurling championship, Liam.
Yeah, we were only talking, myself and Anthony were just talking about it earlier on. You know, you've got Clare waiting for the winners of Waterford and Cork. You know, you've got Galway and Wexford. That'll bring a huge crowd into Croke Park. And then you've got the qualifiers, which is hotting up nicely. You know, I think there's a huge amount at stake next weekend on the back of that. So I think it's been a championship really for the underdog, especially to saviour so far.
There'll be a lot of transistors turned on next Monday morning week.
for the draw.
For the draw,
yeah.
this back door, I tell you.
Who gets Kilkenny and Tip, etc. All right then. Well, now